Happy Friday, everybody! I'm Kim Horcher, and in today's fix, Dragon's Dogma 2 is out, it's a huge hit, and people are angry about it. Two things can be true. Larian is totally done with Baldur's Gate, all of it, and we're talking about how the final Season 2 lets you take control over the game show like never before. Presented by The Finals. Yesterday, we reported the Dragon's Dogma 2 NPC kill spree plan, and the game continues to be in the headlines today for a record-breaking launch, but not without causing some controversy via everyone's favorite topic, microtransactions. On the day one PC launch, players were less than enthused to find the game has 21 separate microtransactions, ranging from 99 cents to $4.99 in cost. The items range from camping kits, wake stones for revival, port crystals for fast travel, lures, and other items that make frustrating, challenging parts of the game infinitely easier and more convenient. I guess it's true what they say, money isn't everything, but it does solve most problems. That's real-world money, to be clear. The sheer amount of microtransactions seems to be what annoyed day one players. That is on top of Dragon's Dogma 2's $70 price tag. This is Capcom's first $70 game. Capcom left a note to players with a list of all the items that can be obtained as paid DLC items or obtained otherwise in-game, which includes the character editor tool, ambivalent rift incense, port crystals, wake stones, rift crystals, and more. But the point of them adding this was to clear up that the microtransactions are optional, and there are opportunities to pick up offered items through normal gameplay. Touching back on yesterday's NPC murder spree story, that was a player-initiated idea to help mitigate the massive CPU drain the game reportedly causes in service of powering crowds of NPCs. Dragon's Dogma 2 has some serious PC performance issues. Even powerful setups may struggle to chug through, or at least experience decreased frame rates. The two factors combined have contributed to the game's mixed user rating on Steam, following an initial mostly negative rating. Still, official figures show Dragon's Dogma 2 hit a peak of 184,724 concurrent players on Steam on launch day, breaking Capcom's highest concurrent user peak record for a single-player game and beating out both Resident Evil 4 and Village. That number is expected to rise over the weekend. If you're one of those day one players, let us know about your game experience in the comments. Like me, that time I had a bad DM, Larian Studios says they are done with Dungeons & Dragons. Larian Studios, the developer behind the popular Baldur's Gate 3, says they're not making any DLC nor expansions for the game, nor a Baldur's Gate 4. Larian Studios founder Sven Vinke dropped this bomb at a game developers conference panel yesterday. This is pretty surprising considering how successful and well-loved Baldur's Gate 3 has proven. The game received a rare 10 out of 10 from IGN and is a huge hit with critics and fans, having taken the top prize at the most recent Game Awards. So it would be natural for fans to assume DLC follow-ups would be on the way, but Vinke cleared up that they will be moving away from the Dungeons & Dragons IP and working on something new. Larian has released several major free patches, which included extra epilogue content since the game's August 2023 launch though, so it's not like Baldur's Gate 3 didn't get anything post-launch. The base game itself spans 4 discs if you buy the physical edition, and the developers say they're still working on a robust and cross-platform mod support plan as well. If there is a Baldur's Gate 4, someone else is making it. While Larian made the franchise's third entry, the first 2 were made by BioWare, and the IP belongs to Dungeons & Dragons owners Wizards of the Coast, which itself belongs to Hasbro. It's unclear what their plans will be if there are future franchise expansions. As for Larian, we don't know what their new game could be, with Vinke telling IGN in an interview it won't be Divinity Original Sin 3, saying it will be, quote, different than what you think it is, but that it's, quote, still familiar. That is pretty mysterious, so we'll have to wait and see what that could actually mean. And finally, the final Season 2 launched last weekend, and the update changed the game Literally, there's a new hacker group called CNS that took over the game show, bringing a new look and a new map called Cis Horizon to everyone's favorite FPS game show. There's a new playstyle called Hacker, giving you tons of new tools to sow chaos in matches. The Dematerializer, a medium specialization that removes physical surfaces. The Data Reshaper, a medium gadget that turns any object into a different random object. The Anti-Gravity Cube, a heavy deployable that changes gravity in an area around it, raising contestants and objects into the air. And the Gateway, a pair of light deployable portals with a limited range. Players can jump into the new 5v5 King of the Hill style game mode called Power Shift, where contestants duke it out over control of a moving platform that destroys everything in its path. This new season also lets you have more control than ever before, giving you the ability to set up private matches to set up games against your friends, tests of pure 1v1 skill, and even in-house matches for the new 5v5 Power Shift mode. Jump into private matches and play exactly the way you want in the final Season 2. Available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. And that was your Daily Fix for Friday, March 22nd. If you did pick up Dragon's Dogma 2, check out our video on 16 things to do first, and as always, for everything in the world of gaming, you're already in the right place. IGN.